What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I'm a love coach. And tonight's show is the beautiful theme of love, compassion, and kindness. People often ask me, what's the highest form of love? What's true love? And I believe the highest form of love is compassion, when we're really genuinely with compassion for others, really dropping into their world. But boy, we certainly need a lot of kindness in today's world, in today's incredible, chaotic times that we're living in. I know all of our Zoom room audience quite well. They're all very kind, compassionate, and loving people. So let's today really talk about how we can cultivate more love in our lives. How can we cultivate more compassion? How can we cultivate and receive more kindness? And we have a number of wonderful people that are going to be sharing their thoughts with us. I'll do larger bios later, but I've invited Allison Eaton back to the show. So it's wonderful to have Allison with us. And I also invited Bob Simas back to the show. These are two very kind and loving and compassionate people who also are wonderful musical artists. So we get the best of both worlds, a little bit of music and a little bit of chat with both. And we have two new friends who are joining us. This is Jill, and she invited me to bring on, all the way from Nicaragua, her friend Natalie. Namaste. So these are our presenters. And then the queen of kindness and compassion is probably DeArah. And so she's got a very special offering that she's going to be providing with her new partner, Desirea. So I'm very excited to see what they've cooked up. They've cooked up something special for us tonight. And of course, the great highlight of the Awakening World is when we get to have 2 or 3 musical numbers with my co-pilot, my good friend, and our house musical artist, Mr. Omashar.
So welcome everybody, and yes, kindness, love, compassion, what a concept. when I was posting the show, the song "What the World Needs Now Is Love, Sweet Love" just came to my consciousness. And so here's a gentle song, and it's called "The Garden of One." And welcome everybody who's watching on Facebook and YouTube, and our streaming partners, Humanity's Team, and other blessed streaming partners of ours. We're so grateful, the Sign Network. And so let's just take a few deep breaths together. Just put your hands on your heart and take a deep breath in and let out a nice long sigh. Just 2 more breaths whilst I change my mic source, and we shall dive into the Garden of One. And this, I chose this backdrop. That's Mount Fuji behind me, and the cherry blossoms from Japan. And of course, Mount Fuji is the heart of compassion and the heart of love and the heart of kindness. So there we are.
Let's give a big hearty twinkle to our beloved Omashar, also known as Omastar. They've always done such a wonderful job of getting us off to a beautiful start. And, you know, what's wonderful is with those songs that we've heard so many times, I see people like, you know, Jerry singing them. I mean, we know these are like our hymns for our tribe. Remember in church, there were hymns that we would
I know. Now we call them hymns and hers. So
that's right. That's where we have to balance it out, don't we?
Thank you.
Thank you for providing with our favorite hymns and hers, Mr. Omashar. Thank you so much. Well, we have a new guest, and I just met her for the first time 30 minutes ago. So I'm going to do something I don't do that often, but I'm going to kind of read her bio as we get to know her. This is Natalie Namaste, and she's coming to us all the way from Nicaragua. She's a globally recognized intuitive healer, Reiki Master Teacher, and channeler with over 25 years experience. And her journey really is an inspiration. She stepped into her power at a very young age and has been supporting thousands around the world as she channels angels and guides and radiates a massive amount of light, which we can all feel, hopefully through tingles and goosebumps and vibrations. So an invitation to our audience, stay aware tonight as she speaks of how this light might touch your heart. And she is someone we're really grateful to have, and I'm excited to get to know you. So welcome to the Awakening World, Natalie.
Oh, thank you. It feels already so heart expansive. Just the music, the love of everyone in the group. Whew, I feel it deeply. It's so
Oh,
lovely to be here with you all.
beautiful. Well, thank you for being with us. And since it's your first time, tell us a little bit about your journey. What are some highlights of your extraordinary awakening? You know, the awakening world, we're all microcosms, so we're all in our process of awakening. Tell us a little bit about yours.
What's coming into my heart in this moment is a moment when I was really young, at about 5 or 6 years old. I was sitting in the back of my mum's car, looking out the window, looking at all the things, the buildings, the people, the trees, and I just asked the universe, I said, if there isn't all of this, what is there? And boom, it was dark and light, it was love, it was expansion, it was empty but full at the same time. And that feeling, I feel like, has driven me my whole life to explore and to crack open deeper and deeper to what's really here in the present moment. And also at a young age, this immense amount of white light just started pouring through, and I was like shaking and vibrating and getting really hot. And I said to my mom, this can heal. And I would send it to people and plants and animals, and it really is healing. And I saw Susan, hello, beautiful soul. You wrote to me that you loved my talk on the heart coherence, which was just the other day. And it's incredible how many people are feeling the light that is channeling through me. So I, before we came in here together today, I just sat for a moment and I said, may I release anything that needs to be released so that I can be the purest channel for the highest frequency light, so that anyone who needs healing or anyone who needs some love or support, may they feel it deeply through that which is flowing through.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Tell us a little bit about your channeling. Is there a particular guide or a group of guides? Is it your higher self? How do you view that?
I channel 120 angels. They are the angelic beings of light. It's not many voices, it's just one voice, one frequency. And I have the gift of being able to feel what other people are going through, and then I'll hear the angels come through, and the angels will connect me with the other person's soul. So then I'll be able to hear someone's soul, and I can feel what others feel. So I can feel the physical pain and also like where the energy is moving or where it's stuck. I can hear frequencies, so I can also hear the angels. And then I see. So I see beyond this dimension with my physical eyes. So I'll see sparks of light and flashes of color and light from the angels. And then I see auras around people. Like here in the group, I can look around and see all the beautiful colors in everyone's aura. And so I channel words, feeling, and seeing.
Wow, wow, that's extraordinary. Um, well, this is spontaneous because I just met you, but would it be appropriate for you to either do a group channeling for our group, or to pick one person in the audience who's maybe going through something challenging to support? Do either of those things appeal to you?
I mean, if we have a moment, we could do both. I could help one person, and then I could do just a moment of channeling the Reiki and sending Reiki to the whole group.
All right, let's do that. If somebody wants to receive support, this is very spontaneous, raise your hand this way. In other words, go down into your computer, click the little raise hand, and that will bring you to the front of the line, so to speak. And let's see who would like to receive. All right, Sylvia. Sylvia, I did see that you had your camera on a little bit earlier, so if you can start your camera, that would be nice. And Sylvia is one of our favorite people, and she's had her share of challenges recently. So Sylvia, I've got you now up with Natalie.
Hello, Sylvia. How can I
Natalie,
support
thank you.
Yeah. What's happening for you? What would you like to share and ask?
What's that?
What would you like to share with us and ask me, and I will channel guidance and support for you.
I'm in a well, not a dark space, because I consider dark spaces good things, but I'm in a tough place emotionally as far as depression and the state of the world. And I would like to be in a better place, more in touch with love and joy. Did that come through okay?
Yes, I'm feeling it strong. So what I'm feeling is I'm feeling a bit of the blockage around your throat chakra and your heart chakra. And what I'm picking up is that this is from you actually are a very high frequency soul. Your frequency of your soul is like pink orange light, and I'm getting 11th dimensional, so very, very high frequency soul. And I'm getting that you're very sensitive, that you don't just feel for you, your own emotions, you feel the collective. So, and and I am picking up that at a young age, it feels like when you were growing up that you were stopped from being able to use your communication. It feels like they somehow you were dampened or held back or slowed down. Or I feel like you were born into this world remembering that you're an incredible being of light, and you were so tapped in and so connected, and somehow it feels like you're someone or some people were like dimming your light, like, no, don't be like that, or trying to make you fit in. And you are of such a high frequency. Thank you for coming to Earth, because you've actually come specifically to help with this awakening wave. You're here to dissolve collective frequencies as well. So what the angels are saying is that it's important that every single day you place a golden ball of protection around you every day. So when you wake up and you realize, I'm back here. And the reason the angels say you're back here is because at night you go far back, you go home. And so you often might find yourself thinking, I just want to go back home. You do. You're going home in dream time. And when you wake up in the morning, the angels are saying, if you can wake up, open your eyes and say, I'm back here. I get to play here. I get to bring the frequency and light that I am onto this earth. And you've got a huge team. I'm seeing the number 555. So you've got 55 beings of light with you that are from this higher pink orange dimension of light. And orange is the sacral chakra, which is very intuitive. Pink is self-love in the heart. So these are your natural innate gifts. So every morning when you wake up, I'm back here. Immediately placing the golden ball of protection around you. And then bringing your hands to your heart and connecting to your guides. these beautiful beings that are with you, to this divine orange-pink frequency that makes you feel at home. And this protection that you're going to place around you, it's so powerful that other frequencies will bounce off it back into the cosmos. Only frequencies that you're meant to process and work through will enter. All other energies won't. And so you're going to feel very supported by your team of these beautiful beings and by this golden ball of light. And right now, as I'm working with you, I can already feel a shift, because when I first started working with you, I felt the blockages here, and I can feel as I'm working with you, something is releasing from both of these, and I'm releasing it from when you were little and when you got told, shh, don't cry or don't do that. And I'm releasing all of that from you right now. And the angels want you to know we love you and you speak your truth because we need you. And just because you haven't come to earth for a long time and you've been in the high frequency, which means that you find earth so dense, but it means you're still being called here for a very important reason. And you don't have to be doing anything. It's your frequency that's needed here. The light that you are that's needed here. The angels are saying thank you for listening to the calling and coming to earth, because your light, you leave footprints of light with every single step that you take. You breathe out light, and people can feel how big your heart is. You have a massive heart chakra. And they're saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they're saying, please be kinder to you and please honor yourself more and more every day.
Thank you. That
That's beautiful.
resonates deeply with me because, yes, the silencing started in infancy
I can feel
in
it.
very brutal ways.
I can feel it. I can feel it. You've just had a massive healing through this. Over the next they're saying 3 to 5 days, you're going to notice that you're showing up lighter.
I appreciate it because it's been hard. So,
I
thank you.
understand. I understand. Beautiful soul. Namaste. Truly, I see you.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you, Natalie. And we love Sylvia very much.
Oh,
Um,
what beautiful.
Lorna Sass writes, her face is transformed. There's many people commenting right now in the chat box, both commenting on their appreciation for what you just did, Natalie, and also expressing their love for you, Sylvia. Hopefully you can see that. Well, we're already running a little bit over, but can you do a quick little group thing? And I will go to gallery view so you can see everybody.
Oh, wonderful. I just need you to all know I'm channeling so much light, and you'll all receive it exactly as you need it. So pay attention to what you feel in your body. You might feel a release. You may feel emotion come up to the surface and release. You might see a certain color or light flash. I am now going to channel for you. I invite you to close your eyes and take the deepest breath in you've taken in a while. And as you breathe in, you are absorbing all of the light. And as you breathe out, send the breath down your body, all the way down your roots, anchoring into presence and connecting to Mother Earth, who's loving and supporting you right now. Receiving deeply. And I channel one more large amount of Reiki right now. Receive, receive, receive. And place your hands wherever you need on your body. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, you can open your eye. Namaste, beautiful souls.
Namaste, and how perfect that your name is Natalie Namaste. And you can all find more about Natalie by going to her website, which is her name, natalienamaste.com. And we're going to do a roundtable Q&A time. So you're going to get a chance to ask questions of Natalie and all of our presenters a little bit later on the show. But for now, you can learn more by going to natalienamaste.com, where she provides all sorts of things, group channeling meditations, courses, healing, and you can even go to her booking page if you're interested in having a private session with her. Thank you, Natalie, for getting us off to such a beautiful start.
Thank you.
I had promised to read some of the comments at the beginning from some of our Zoom roomers about tonight's theme, and I want to do that right now, and then we're going to bring Bob up. But Trisha from Ventura writes, I love to be kind and share love everywhere when possible. It's a daily practice. I don't mean to brag. It just feels good in the heart. Absolutely. My mentor, Marshall Rosenberg, my favorite quote from Marshall was that the greatest joy in life is being of service to others. And I've kind of added that the greatest tragedy in life is people who don't know that. But when we know how good it feels to serve others, that's a blessing. Beloved Carol Craig writes, hello, friends. I've just spent 8 weeks with my husband's family and friends, and this really allows me to feel close to him. He passed away, I think it's been 2 years now. She just says, as you all know, I lost my sweet one to COVID over 3 years ago, but I'm in our special place here in Trinidad, and I can feel him just on the other side of the proverbial veil. It's true that love never dies. Thank you, Carol, for sharing that. Scotty Satori sending us warm aloha hug. And Scotty always does a wonderful job of letting us know who's watching on our YouTube channel and on our primary Facebook page. So thank you for that. Susan Bloomquist writes, I think perhaps kindness is in paying attention to the needs and cares of those around one. Absolutely. You know, we have no control over Trump or Putin or any of those guys do. But we have tremendous ability to impact our immediate world, our friends, our family, the people we work with, the person at the checkout line at the grocery store. That's where we can really provide support. So thank you for pointing that out, Susan. Lots of comments. Love for Omashar, of course. And now we're kind of in the part where people are appreciating what Natalie just did for Sylvia. So I'm going to bring up our next guest. He was on just last month, and you all loved him so much. There was a rallying cry, bring him back. And so he is, he's back. And of course, I'm talking about Bob Simas. And he is a mystic singer-songwriter. He's based in Rockledge, Florida, and has produced 10 albums of music. They're all on his website, by the way, which is wherethelightgetsin.us. We'll go take a look at that in a few minutes. He's been awarded all sorts of different prizes and awards, travels all over the world, doing concerts, meditations, and workshops. And they also lead an annual retreat at Chichen Itza. And they call the retreat that he does with his wife, Boldly Going Nowhere. Well, I'm glad that you boldly come back to the awakening world, Bob. And what would you like to share in your travels around the world? What can you share about tonight's themes of love, compassion, and kindness?
Thank you. Thank you for having me back on. And it's good to be with everybody in the field here. That was a beautiful healing, Natalie. And definitely, I think we all felt that. And, you know, I think, I came here with no agenda, no script, no nothing. Just I wanted to drop in and see what was going on. And what I'm feeling in this moment is that compassion and kindness and love all comes from a person whose cup is filled. You know, from a person who is kind and compassionate and loving to themselves first, and then they can, it'll just be a natural outflow, I think. And I know everybody resonates with this, but it's a reminder after listening to that healing and just being in the space of that, and just thinking about just where Sylvia has been. And I think one of the things that she was saying is, in this world, how do we get through that in this world? And I hear you in that. I hear that coming through. And I think right now there's a lot of people that are kind of depleted because, just there's a lot going on. And the focus, if we take the focus internally and fill up our own cup, love on ourselves, give ourselves compassion, be kind, do all the self-care. The song I want to play is called These Mountains, and I'm going to dedicate it to you, Sylvia, and to everyone, because it came from a quote that I had heard. I heard someone say this. I'm drawing a blank on her name, but we could look it up later. But these mountains that you carry, you were only supposed to climb. And so we end up with these big mountains on our back, and then our body starts breaking down. Our spirit starts to break down. And from that place, the kindness and the compassion, it's difficult. And it's difficult to serve others. And so I think, for me, it's just really been this, consistent feeling of the people that I meet and the people around this world that feel that you just feel it emanating from them. And then you talk to them and you think, you hear their daily practices, and you hear the things coming out of them, and it's just it's kind of this really beautiful symphony that is their life, that is their inner world. And they've built this beautiful, fountain that just overflows into the world. So it doesn't say that they have to go out and be kind or compassionate or anything. They just are, because of the work that they do on themselves. And I hope that all makes sense. But that's what I'm thinking right now in the moment, especially after just witnessing what we all just witnessed that. And so ended up grabbing a different guitar because it's a whole different song that I was going to play. So Omashar, we might need to check this guitar. But so that's, Scott, that's what I wanted to share, and I can expound on it if you like. But it's just, it's not you can't overuse this metaphor of putting on your mask first, because especially in this world, we can easily get hooked into things that are going to just deplete you, because it's really not acceptable anything that's going on in this anything. And and then on the flip side, it's like, if you look back at the history of time, there's always this crazy stuff going on. So maybe this is more, I don't know. But we're also in a place of absolute abundance. I mean, we have these cell phones that we can talk to anybody in the world, 20, 50 people and on our phone, and in the middle of the jungle in Chichen Itza, and we're doing our retreat. So anyway, it's really, to me, is about this whole notion of filling our cup and being kind to this thing right here that you can't get away from. You wake up with it, you go to sleep with it. It's in every phone call, it's in every text. So everything that flows through you is going to be coming from that resonance. So if that resonance is good and clean and kind and compassionate in here, then it's just gonna radiate. It's effortless, so
That's wonderful wisdom. Again, I'm going to quote Marshall. Marshall, who was all about compassion, always said that the most important form of compassion or empathy is self-empathy. And it's true. We want to fill ourselves. Self-love is not selfish. The people that I know who have healthy self-esteem, they're the givers of the world. They're the ones that are out there being of service and giving. The people that are truly selfish are people that have this bottomless pit of lack of self-love. So that's why they're constantly needing adulation or more material possession or more perceived power, success, or money, because there's an empty hole. Mm.
Yeah.
So cultivating strong self-esteem and authentic self-love is actually a huge step towards the healing of our world. If we take a look at the people that are making decisions that are tragic, these are not people that love themselves. They may have a bloated ego. Um, they may have a bloated narcissistic personality disorder going on. People who have NPD do not love themselves. They don't have self-empathy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, it's an old story, but it's an inside job, and you know, you can really deplete yourself if you're being. I mean, Gandhi's always said, lose yourself in service to others, which I love that quote, and I agree. But there is an interesting phrase in there, lose yourself, um, which on a metaphysical level and a consciousness level, you really do want to lose yourself. That's
right.
that's called enlightenment, right? So, but at the same time, you do kind of lose yourself. There's this codependence thing that can happen, and you begin to realize, man, I'm pretty messed up right now, and I've been helping everybody else, and I just think, I just, yeah, it's an inside job. Yeah, it's an old story, but I think it just came up when I was listening to that healing and just experiencing it, and feeling it, and just looking in Sylvia's eyes and just seeing all the. Yeah, so I was like, man, I want to sing that. If she was at one of my concerts, I would have just pulled out this song anyway and just sang it right to her. It was just like right there in the moment.
Well,
I'd have
we'll
switched
get
my
a song, but I have another question for you, Bob.
yeah, go ahead.
And you travel all over the world, and certainly in this country, there is the perception that there's a tremendous polarization. You're either, on one side of the fence or on the other. You're in Florida, which is obviously has a very diverse population. What's your experience? Do you experience that level of polarization, or is that more what the media wants us to believe?
Well, I think if you're tuned into the we got a little echo there. I think if you're tuned into that voice, that media voice, it's what's being projected into the world right now. I don't feel it because I don't really look for it, and I don't spend my time in that level of. I don't want to call it that, but I don't play at that level. I don't. I'm singing a different song, and so I believe that it is potentially, being orchestrated in some way. It's easier. I have a song it's called "Critical Thinking," and it is a line in it. It says it's easier to control something willing to divide, and so yeah, to me, I have a song, another song that I have friends on both sides of if you're talking political, because everything ends up being divided. Whatever, if somebody comes up in the media is doing something, there's even a divide with popular culture, and so I think the truth is kind of in the middle, and I don't really think anybody really lives really far into these fringes. I think most people are kind of sensible people, and there's being painted like that these crazy lunatics on either side of it. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't watch the media a whole lot. My job is to tune into the divine and write songs and be a bridge. So I really try to be very diligent about that, and stay in that space, and just be of service in that way. That's my job. So I usually don't even talk this much about any of this stuff. You've got me down, farther down a hallway than I really normally go. But yeah, it's just I think, you know, this notion of self-compassion is a challenge right now for people, and I think it depends on what you're looking for. And whatever you look for, you're going to find. As one of my favorite teachers in the world was Peace Pilgrim, and she said, life is a mirror. When you smile into it, it smiles back, and it works with every emotion. You scream into it, it screams back. You look for this, it's going to show it to you. And if you want to be miserable, the world will certainly help you find that stuff. So, you know, again, it's an inside job, and you know, the media certainly doesn't make it easier. But there's a thing that's called the off button on your remote. You know, you just go like this, and you just click, turn it off. Not to stick your head in the sand, but you don't really need to sit there and watch that stuff all day. So, yeah, listen to some good music. Listen to some Omashar. You know, meditate. You know, go out into nature. Just do something kind for somebody. Just show up. You know, and just be a good person.
I agree with you so much, and you know, thank you. Well, we love your music, and you got this guitar, and I think you're all ready. Do you need to do a
Yeah.
sound check with Omashar?
Oh, just real quick, just a line check, because this is a different guitar that I didn't even have. Sound okay? All right, good. So, you ready for a song?
Absolutely.
Okay, this again for Sylvia, but for everybody to consider these mountains that you carry on your back. You're only meant to climb. First, your heart goes cold, then your stare goes long. The fire in your eyes, the burning desire left long ago. You've been living your life for everyone else. You were holding the weight of this whole wide world all by yourself. But these mountains, that you carry on your back, you were only supposed to climb. You were doing your best, but it was never enough to please the one in your head that scares you half to death, the one that doesn't exist. It's only up in your mind, the one that drains your cup and always puts you back at the end of the line. But these mountains, that you carry on your back, you were only supposed to climb. From the day you were born, your path was already known, and it was one hell of a climb, and yours to do was taken one step at a time. With these mountains, that you carry on your back, you were only supposed to climb. And these mountains, these mountains, these mountains, these mountains that you carry on your back, you were only supposed to climb.
Wow. Oh, wow. I'm going to go to gallery view. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Kathy writes, beautiful song. I so feel the resonance deeply. Trisha writes, so beautiful. I now remember Bob's, lost it for a moment. I now remember Bob's heart coming through his songs from last month. Deep and awesome. Allison writes, so beautiful. Carol writes, I love this song. Eleanor Joy points out it's a very pertinent message. Kathy writes, beautiful song. I feel the resonance deeply. Ayada, awesome. I love this song. Jeffrey Colbrook, that is my man. That's
Jeffrey.
Reverend Jeffrey. All things begin with Reverend Jeffrey.
Yep.
So thank you.
No
And
problem.
Omashar got rocked by you, Bob. So
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
absolutely. Bob will be back for our roundtable conversation, and you can learn all things about Bob at his website. He's got the greatest name for his website, Where the Light Gets In.us. Where the Light Gets In.us. And that's where you can get merchandise, get his music. What is Summer Plummer Coach? Shannon Plummer Coaching.
That's Shannon. We both do coaching. She has hers on the website, and she's a shamanic practitioner and coach. She helps you with the energy, gets the energy blocks, and then she works with people one on one, and she's worked with some pretty amazing people and done some great work in the world. And then we lead the retreat together, and she's normally singing with me on stage and all the places we go. She's always in the front seat with me while I'm driving. So,
What month is your retreat?
it's in March. It's right on the equinox, spring equinox, March, over that week of the 21st, which is the sacred week at Chichen Itza when the serpent shadow goes down into the ground. Yeah, the retreat is amazing. It's a life-changing experience for us every single time we lead it, and we bring people back to their hearts, and we put away the phones, the devices. We're in the jungle, eating amazing food, rocking out to some beautiful music, doing meditation, breath work, ceremony, all kinds of beautiful things, and each one of them are different. That's my birthday too, Natalie. What is it, Nayla? That's my birthday too. We're there on my birthday, March 21st.
Nyla, yeah,
Nyla,
we're
I'm
in
sorry.
good company. We're in good company.
Thanks, Nyla. I appreciate that. I didn't
All
even,
right. Well,
yeah.
next March, Global Peace Tribe goes to Chichen Itza
Yeah,
with,
that would be amazing.
with
Yeah,
Bob.
let's do it.
Let's make that up.
Thank you.
All right, Bob. Well, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to read a couple things. Pam writes, one of the ways that helps me keep my heart open and my cup full is to be around beautiful souls like all of you who are all mirrors, showing me the love of the world and lifting me up. This show is a huge part of my self-care. Thank you, Pam. And she doesn't know that I'm going to do this, but Eleanor Joy, I received your beautiful email today. And I'm actually going to put the spotlight on you while I read your email. And I know you're there. There you are. So I'm replacing me with you. And this is a beautiful email I received that she sent to a few of us. Dear wonderful friends, I believe it was 4 years ago when an amazing event happened for me and for the Global Peace Tribe. Cornflower was playing his music, and for the first and only time in my life, someone moved into my body. As it turns out, it was my mother, which I realized the next morning. I can still clearly see me stepping aside and watching my body move a chair on the deck out of the way, and then the new me started to dance like crazy. It was quite phenomenal. Normally, for my mom's birthday, and sometimes for my dad, I would celebrate their birth by doing something that reflects one of their gifts or talents. Both of my parents were really good dancers, ballroom and square dancing. However, I had completely forgotten about that. I was just in the flow and recognized that something very different was happening to me. My mother's birthday is August 21st. That's tomorrow. She died at the age of 95. That memorable evening on August 20th, which is today, was very special to me. And the next day, being the actual day of my mother's birth, was when I realized that she had moved into my body and prompted the dancing. I knew I had experienced a miracle. Now, everybody, what's so cool about this is Eleanor Joy was the first person to get up and start dancing on Global Peace Tribe shows. And so I put the spotlight on her. And then it kind of became a thing of Eleanor Joy dancing to Omashar songs. And then our beloved DeArah started to move and groove. And then, of course, Reverend Jeffrey and Ayada and so many others. And it became a thing. But it all began either 4 or it might be 5 years ago. I'm not sure. But it all began today, August 20th, with Eleanor Joy and your mother. So we're taking a moment to honor you, Eleanor Joy, but also to honor your beloved mother for coming into your body, giving you the gift of dance, and now we all dance and move and groove because of the two of you. So happy birthday, happy anniversary. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. All right, next up, I think if I better check the agenda. I got so lost with all that. Better check my own agenda. Yes, it is Jill next. Okay, I knew that. Bring up a new friend. This is Jill Lublin. And again, she's new, so I don't know so much about her. So I will need to read a little bit about what she sent me. She has 4 international best-selling books, and she is acknowledged as a go-to person for building success through influence marketing, networking, and publicity. She does over 200 speaking engagements each year. Wow. Along with being a best-selling author, and she wows audiences, which we're about to experience. She works with executives, sales teams, Fortune 500 companies, and a big reason why we've got her on the show tonight is one of her books is called ProfitOfKindness.com. ProfitOfKindness.com. We'll learn all about that in a little bit. So welcome to the Awakening World, Jill.
Thank you, Scott. I'm delighted to be here. That's for you.
I'm noticing that your internet is a little wobbly. So I don't know if you've got other programs running, but if you can clear any other programs running on your computer, because we want to have the complete Jill experience. And we are getting that kind of thing going on. So anyway, if you can easily close other programs, that would be great. And we would love to hear a little bit about what an amazing life, how busy you are, incredible that you get to be with us tonight. And yeah, share with us a little bit about your journey of awakening. And then, of course, we want to hear about the Profit of Kindness.
Okay, so I hope I'm coming in better. And so my journey of awakening began at a fairly young age, mostly through transformational work and mentoring that I did in different programs of self-development. That really woke me up enough to get out of law school and start a better path for me. And that was part of it. And, you know, I really started my career in the music business, actually. So I love these musicians, and it's so full of my heart. And I actually was responsible for one of the first New Age music labels and some of our artists going platinum, helping them with publicity. So that was delightful. So it's just great. It's so great to be here to literally be with all these other beautiful souls who are watching and listening and connecting in kindness with all of you.
Beautiful. And since you work so much in the corporate world, what can you share with us about how are we doing? Is the corporate world waking up to love, compassion, and kindness?
Yeah, well, let me say, I work actually a lot with entrepreneurs, people just, you know, like us here on this. And I will tell you, yes, corporate is waking up. Do you know that Dignity Health which is a major healthcare company in San Francisco, is running kindness campaigns. They have signs on the side of a bus, all these big city buses that say the Human Kindness Campaign. To me, this is hugely incredible. And Honda, the car company, has run kindness commercials about cars. So actually, especially in writing The Prophet of Kindness and interviewing people and seeing what's up, I will tell you, there's hope, there's light, there's kindness, and it's cool to be kind, which is really good.
Wow. Well, that's great to know. I have heard, I'm a big baseball fan, and Dignity Health sponsors the Giants. And I do hear a lot of their ad campaigns for human kindness. So that is really, really beautiful. That's inspiring. And what are some of the tools or practices that you can offer, that you offer to corporate or to any of us as entrepreneurs? Because I'm sure many of the people in our audience are entrepreneurs.
So what I want to tell you, particularly around the area of kindness, and I will also tell you that in writing guerrilla publicity, which is another thing that I teach people about, and we actually do, is that interestingly enough, kind companies, kind people, frankly, make more money, have elevated profiles typically, definitely are happier, and usually really more out front, meaning their kindness attracts business. So I just want to say that. And, with the Prophet of Kindness, I created what I call return on kindness principles, also called ROCK. Kindness rocks. See that? So I just want to say some of these, everybody's always thinking about return on investment, which is actually important also. Return on kindness principles are really also like, how do we use certain traits, certain possibilities for kindness to create foundational strength and being in it together? So like one return on kindness principle is connection. Scott, you are so great at this, creating this beautiful environment for all of us to connect and to support each other. And connection and community are really important for return on kindness and the opportunity to create connection together. And I'll tell you, flexibility is another one. I don't know about you all, but especially in today's times, I think flexibility is one of the most important things that we could actually have as a trait. And I think that it allows, shall we say, flow, and I think it's important to have policies and principles, but life happens and flexibility is key. So that's a big one. And then I have 7, but I'll tell you the third one that I think is really important: patience. So like I said, I work also a lot with entrepreneurs, and I don't know about you, but I have found that entrepreneurs are not overly patient. And especially in our fast-paced go-go society, most of us aren't patient anymore. And I thought it was really funny, by the way, when I was writing the book, the chapter on patience in particular. So I got on the line with our local utility company, PG&E. Not a smart thing when you're writing about patience. I was on the phone for an hour, just waiting on hold. And I don't know about you, but like when you're in an airplane and they're hours late, or somebody comes and talks to you and says, "Thank you for your patience," and I'm thinking, who said I was patient? But the practice of it, right? The practice of it is key. And I think the practice of all of these traits of kindness that help you be a better person, more kind, more connected, more gentle, more in gratitude. Gratitude is another return on kindness principle. All of these make such a big difference for feeling good in ourselves. And I think that that's really important.
That's a really good point. We still got a few more minutes. What are some of your other tips that you'd like to share?
Well, one of the things I want to say is that people forget about self-kindness. And it has come up here, and I love that it has, because you must be kind to yourself. And whatever that means, sometimes that means you have to be flexible, like the return on kindness principles we're talking about, right? And sometimes you have to be even more generous, even more compassionate, more return on kindness principles, generosity, compassion. I do want to share a story that I found very touching. for kindness. And it came up when I was researching on the Prophet of Kindness. And I found this story about a grandson in New Hampshire whose grandmother was dying. And literally her dying wish was she wanted clam chowder from Panera. Go figure, right? Whatever. We all have our wonderful tastes. And he called up Panera, his local branch, and he said, do you have clam chowder? My grandma's dying and she really wants some. And they said, I'm so sorry, it's Wednesday. We make clam chowder on Friday. He said, we don't have till Friday.
Wow.
And the person who was listening at the other end of the line, she got it. She felt it. She knew that she needed to help him. So you know what she did? She whipped up a batch of clam chowder. He came in. She gave him a bag of cookies too. Now, let me tell you, you might think, well, that's a nice story. Here comes the publicity. Not only was this her beautiful last meal, truly, but he was so touched by this. He went on publicity rant. He went on social media. He did all kinds of publicity for Panera. And here I am telling this story too. What does that do? Gives Panera great publicity, doesn't it? And he talked about this. At last count, I saw 336,000 hits on this story. Isn't that interesting? And, we talk about how does kindness generate more attention? Like that, because that clerk, who was just, by the way, a person who answered the phone, I don't even think she was a receptionist at that point, meaning, a cashier. Guess what she became? Because of that action, because of all the positive publicity, she became a regional manager because she heard a need. She responded with kindness. She responded in the right way. Who cares about the rules about when you make the, whatever it is you're supposed to do in the right order? Because sometimes kindness rules the day, and that was the right action to take. So there they are in a beautiful position of more publicity, more generative response, and certainly a lot of kindness. And that's what I'm talking about, because sometimes it does big ripples. And sometimes very small ripples, like the smile you give to the stranger. Like my neighbor who's 92, we bring up her garbage cans because it's difficult for her. What can you do every single day? What I want to ask all of you to really be with, to ponder upon, to frankly act upon, and that is, what's one conscious act of kindness you can do every single day? And that's really what I want to say to all of you as an action step, is to create a conscious act of kindness every single day. And I mean, if you get to the end of the day, then write a nice text or a nice email or handwrite a letter. Wow, that's a concept, right? And, be consciously kind. So I know people talk about random acts of kindness, and I'm suggesting we practice a conscious act of kindness, at least one, every single day, and imagine what a different world we would have.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Well, I would love to invite people to put in the chat box or in our Zoom roomers. I'll put in the chat box, what is an act of kindness that you either have done or that someone has done for you? So pop those in the chat box and I'll read some of those. DeArah right now just wrote, yes, Jill, this is so important. For increased self-love, I've gone deeper into noticing my self-talk to monitor anything unkind. Then I forgive myself for anything less than being kind. That is a great, great suggestion and a great practice. Thank you, DeArah. Thank you. Well, you can find out more about Jill by going to her website, which is prophetofkindness.com, Prophet of Kindness, and you can see some of her recent TV appearances, learn all about the book, and join her kindness circle. Now, tell us about the kindness circle, Jill.
Oh my gosh, the kindness circle is so incredible. I mean, what we're doing is we're bringing you together in community, like we're doing here once a month on the third Wednesday of every month, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we usually have like a 10-minute speaker. Today we had Leon, who did Kindness and Consciousness movie on Amazon Prime. It's there right now. And he did the Kindness Diaries, which was a Netflix TV series. And he inspired us. and all about kindness. And so it was so powerful. And then what we do is we break into two networking sessions. So we actually connect and create miracles with each other and acts of kindness for each other in our business, in our life, in whatever you need, because you get to ask for it. And that's what we're doing in the kindness circles. They're completely free. And I put the link right in the chat. Please come join us. It would be a delight to have you be in circles of kindness and really ripple that out into the world.
All right, here it is. So if you go to Jill Lublin, that's her name, Jill, and then Lublin is her last name, jilllublin.com/kindness circles. And there's no charge. Join the circle. And that's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Thank you. And just pop in your link and to all of our Zoom roomers, please do that. And then those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, again, jilllublin.com. So there's 3 L's in a row there. /kindness circles. Thank you so much, Jill. And Jill will be back for our extraordinary roundtable circle that is coming up in a few moments. There we go. Kindness. Thank you. I'm going to read a few of the examples of kindness that are coming in. Carol Craig, this is a good one. She says, I like to pay the toll on the bridge or buy the customer behind me their order at Starbucks or that kind of a restaurant. Both give me a warm and fuzzy feeling. That's awesome. Eleanor Joy writes, for me, it's little things each day. Compliment, laugh, assist in some way, and more. It's fun and fulfilling for each person involved, me and the other person. Sherry Anderson writes, yesterday I received a handwritten letter of love from my beloved. Oh, that's a good one. Susan Sabath writes, I noticed a lady's shoelaces were untied. I stopped her and let her know I was concerned and that she might trip. She smiled and thanked me. Thank you very much, Susan. You just saved an accident. Our beloved Sylvia offers Reiki and origami, and we appreciate it. It was the Pathways to Peace conference we had in San Francisco, and Sylvia sent me this big box of origamis. God knows there were hundreds of them. We passed out to everybody, so thank you, Sylvia. Trisha writes, when getting off the plane at LAX, I go find a free empty card sitting around for me and bring an empty one back to someone near the bag drop. I do it every month when I travel, and the people I give it to with many bags are always grateful. That's a good one. These are great examples of kindness. I love our Global Peace Tribe. Pam writes, I was just traveling with my mother-in-law who required a wheelchair to get around in the airports. Everyone was very patient and kind with our travel party. However, the gentleman who greeted us when we got off the plane was incredible. He took his time and talked us through every step and transition that we would need to get through. In the elevator, getting to the ground floor, it even looked like he was sending kind energy through the handle of the wheelchair. Beautiful. Stars writes, put together a fundraiser for a struggling family that was soliciting money in the Safeway parking lot in need of a vehicle. I visited their apartment. They had nothing. They were sleeping on the floor in blankets. Wow. Desirea writes, I pray for ambulances and make people in the grocery store lines laugh. Nayla writes, I usually say good job to the cashier and the bag packer at the food store. Thank you for that. See, these are all great things that we can all do. This is wonderful. Ayada writes, a small act of kindness. Speaking of Chichen Itza, while in Piste, the village next to Chichen Itza, my 16-year-old daughter and I were walking through the village, so curious about the Mayan people. We stopped to chat with one family, us with almost no Spanish and they with no English. I took some photos of the family and they were just thrilled. I could tell they were very honored. A few years later, I returned with a couple of enlargements of those photos, and the family was almost overwhelmed with delight and gratitude. The first trip was in 1995. Karen S. says, I just try to be nice to others and speak pleasantly to everyone who crosses my path. Bob Simon writes, At last year's Boldly Going Nowhere retreat, we went to a small town nearby with many impoverished families, and we delivered massive bags of food to very welcoming smiles. We did this for about 20 families. We also bought about 50 toys and had Christmas in March. And then, thank you, Bob, that's beautiful. And last, Reverend Jeffrey writes, I love handing out the free word Levolution on a card. Oh, Natalie Namaste got one in there. I teach Reiki to the local community in Nicaragua, empowering them in healing. Beautiful. Okay, well, you all have inspired me so much. I'm going to share with you what I do as my morning practice. I wake up really early since I moved here to Grass Valley. I'm waking up at 5:30, 6 a.m. And I prop myself up in bed and I do my meditation or my prayer. Oftentimes I'll listen to a guided meditation from one of the people that have been on this show, people like Allison. And then I will pray for the people in my world, in my orbit. As most of you know, I make my living as a relationship coach. So there's always people that I'm coaching that are going through challenges. Also, I end up ministering a lot to people who, have loved ones that are sick or dying or whatever it might be, or members of our Global Peace Tribe family that are going through hard stuff. And so I spend a good half hour on average sending prayers. Then I get on my little cell phone and I send memes to loved ones, sometimes just to friends, and sometimes to people that are really going through an especially difficult time. And it's a wonderful way to start my day. So that's my little practice. I need a glass of water after all that. I really like this next person. Our final, well, not final actually, because we have Desirea and DeArah too. Our next guest has been on the show a few times, and she's a delight, coming all the way from Santa Monica.
Hi.
Hi, Allison. Welcome back to the Awakening World.
Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely love this show, you and everybody on it. Such a beautiful vibration. So important for the world.
Well, thank you. And for those who don't remember or are meeting you for the first time, just a quick reminder, a little bit about Allison. She is an Akashic Records teacher, Reiki Master, yoga teacher, trainer, and spiritual transformation guide. Since 2006, she's been assisting healers, yogis, empaths, and intuitive souls, people like all of us, in their ascension process, empowering them to awaken to their true divine nature, activating their soul gifts. She facilitates certification trainings, workshops, and retreats in person, as well as online, offers healing sessions. And I'll put into the chat box, she's got quite a few trainings coming up. She's going to be in Utah in October, in Baja, Mexico in November, and she has an academy, the Inner Light Academy, her new school and community of healers, intuitive souls, and seekers on this path of awakening. So I'll put all that in the chat box, and we'll also take a look at the website. Allison, you live your life in compassion and kindness. What would you like to share with the audience tonight?
Well, since I was a young girl, I always felt and knew that I wanted to be of service to the world. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help in some way. It kind of it's just like built into my system. And I even have this recollection of about 8 years old. I'm sitting there staring in the mirror, brushing my hair, and I hear this voice come behind me and say, one day you're going to leave all this behind, but don't worry, you're going to be helping a lot of people. And it was sort of like foresight into what happened, let's say, at least 15 years later, where you know, I was in a corporate job after college, and I thought it was of service. It was even a nonprofit. And in the end, I learned it was just about money. And I was like, oh boy, okay. So I honestly put a prayer out into the universe to help me find my way, help me find my path. And I feel like it was within 6 months or less, I found myself in Mexico in a spiritual community, a yoga community, where I was taking my yoga teacher training, and they invited me to stay and be an apprentice and learn and grow and eventually start teaching their programs. And so it's been since 2006. I've been with groups in person and online, helping people to empower themselves, to heal themselves, to find their gifts, to find the ways that they like to be of service, things they're passionate about. You know, it started with yoga, and then it went to Reiki, and now the Akashic Records, and kirtan and mantra has been weaved throughout all of this. The practice of kirtan and mantra is very healing for us and helps us to just slow down. I think if we could all just slow down, we would be a kinder world. We're moving so fast. Slow enough to hear our thoughts, to check our thoughts, to check our behaviors. So kindness to me, compassion to me is about service outwardly, but also what's called svadhyaya in Sanskrit, which is self-study and watching ourselves throughout the day, how we show up, how we speak to people, the effect that that has on people. And when we mess up, like forgive ourselves and try to figure out like, where did that come from within, without the blame or the external. Bring it back to self, and where did that come from for me, and how can I heal this within myself? Because everything we do internally shows up externally, and as you all know, we're all connected. So we feel everything that we share, everything we feel inside is shared externally too. So it's an inside job, as someone already said.
What are some of the tools and practices that you use for filling your cup?
So taking care of the body through yoga, through organic foods, hydration, you name it, your basics, getting enough sleep, supplements, for example, taking care of the mind as well. And again, that comes back to watching the mind, mindfulness, being aware of our thoughts, being aware of the effects of our words on others and our behaviors. Mantra really is so powerful for calming the mind and putting us into a very loving, compassionate state of mind. Taking care of our spirit, our connection to source. So that's where energy healing and energy work comes in for me. Is I have a practice of balancing my chakras once or twice a day, self Reiki, just to ensure that my inner spiritual energy, the life force energy, is moving the most efficiently I can. Have it. That leads to happiness, which leads to kindness. Yeah, taking care of the heart, and then showing up for others through various retreats, trainings, one-on-one sessions, being there and witnessing others as they heal themselves.
Beautiful. How do you balance your chakras? What does that look like?
Yeah, everything's with intention, so you can start with intention. It is a good idea to sort of ground yourself and relax yourself with a few breaths first. And I could literally just say in my mind, after I've grounded myself and relaxed, I call in the light and ask for the light to now balance, clear, and empower all of my chakras for the highest good. I could do that with a sincere intention coming from the heart. I can also do it with a tool called a pendulum, which gives us yes and no answers. So if I wanted to go individually through the chakras and figure out which ones need more balancing today, I would just ask the pendulum, does this chakra need balancing today? And it would give me a yes in one spin and a no in an opposite spin. And then if I determine that that chakra is indeed not balanced, I would just hold the pendulum in front of it once again and say, please now balance this chakra for the highest good. And then the pendulum will just move about any way it wants to. And when it stops, that means the pendulum, the chakra is now balanced. We can also use Reiki and your hands to, like a moment in front of each chakra with the intention of balancing it. And clearing it, yeah, that's good. Empowering it, that's good. I don't tend to use the word open the chakra because sometimes they're too open and we're leaking energy. So balance is always better. And then one more I'll give you as a visualization, if people like visuals, is to visualize each chakra as this perfectly open lotus flower, not too closed where it can't receive the light, and not too open where it's leaking energy. Right, so it's a perfectly open lotus flower in each of the chakras, and you could also visualize that lotus flower the same color of that chakra, which are the colors of the rainbow going up from red to violet.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. That's really helpful to know. Thank you. That's wonderful practice. Well, you are going to bless us with a mantra, a kirtan. Yeah?
Yeah, actually, I'll do it mantra style. The difference between kirtan and mantra, kirtan is a call and response form of chanting, and mantra we just sang all together. And so I'll put the words up here in the chat for this first one in case
I already
anybody...
did. Actually, I already did them. Yeah.
You're the best. Okay, so this is called the Universal Peace Mantra. Did you catch that? I did a little change-a-roo, Scott.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I got the Universal Peace Mantra already in the chat box.
Perfect. Okay, let's do that. All right, let me just make sure I'm not flipped. There we go. And I just invite everybody to take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale through the mouth. Maybe take a sigh or a sound on the next exhale. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purna bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Om. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Om. Shanti, Om Shanti Om. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti, Om Shanti Om. 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 May all people be happy, at peace, feel wholeness and complete, and have spiritual success and prosperity. Namaste.
Let's give a twinkle in appreciation to Allison. That was beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you, Allison.
You're
And
so
actually,
welcome.
I'm going to keep you right up because we're going to roll into our roundtable conversation. So adding to you, there's Bob, and here's Jill, and here's Natalie. Namaste. And I'm actually also going to add our beloved Omashar and DeArah. We're going to hear from a little bit. And from DeArah's 2D partner, Desirea. Here we go. Oh, I better put myself in there, huh? So here we are. And if anybody in the audience has questions or topic you'd like to bring up, pop it in the chat box. And I will start by asking each of you to share what's an act of kindness, love, or compassion that changed your life. What's an act of love, kindness, or compassion that changed your life? So give us a chance to hear some really beautiful stories and how that impacted you. Whoever would like to go first, just unmute yourself. And Bob.
I can share. Am I
Thanks,
on?
Bob.
So I went to college for about a year and a half. It was a disaster. My dad spent, I don't know, $10,000 or $15,000 on it. And it was just, it was me getting out of the house and just being at a party festival for a year and a half. And I really just wasted away a good year and a half of my life and a whole bunch of his money. And I came home with my tail between my legs and sat down in the basement doing nothing, playing my guitar, just going nowhere, and fighting against my dad with every ounce of being that I had. And and he was pretty stern and very disciplined guy, but he was just letting me kind of just be. And one day he came down to me and he looked at me and he goes, "If you want to go back to college, I will give you another chance. I'll give you another chance, and you can study." Because the first time around, he wanted me to study engineering, and that was part of my downfall. But he said, "You can study whatever you want. I'm sorry I put put, you know, what I thought you should study on you, and it probably wasn't helpful. You go study whatever you want. I'm going to give you another chance. And that act of kindness and really compassion, because I really kind of didn't deserve it, you know what I mean? Just changed the trajectory of my life. I was not going anywhere, and I was going there really quickly. And that moment of kindness, I thank him forever, wherever he is right now, in the next iteration of this life. But changed my life, and it was absolutely, without a doubt, a seminal moment in my life, and it was based on his own kindness and compassion for me.
That's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
Blessings, and may your father up in the astral or wherever he might be feel your appreciation. Who else of our wonderful Cage Hill Europe? Here you go.
So this is actually a featured story in the Prophet of Kindness, because I have a wonderful coach still in my life, by the way, for many, many years. And we were, you know, in the midst of wonderful business coaching, and I actually had an accident, fell and fractured both ankles at once in multiple places, and ended up in a wheelchair for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, couldn't really do anything. Talk about learning how to receive, which, by the way, was a big lesson.
And learning about patience, which you talked about earlier.
Yes, and stop being a lone ranger, because like I had to ask for help for everything. And it was amazing, because I called him and I said, you know, I really can't continue with our coaching at this time. I can't afford it. I'm really not in a place in my career. I'm kind of traumatized in my brain and having a hard time. And he said to me, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm just going to put the payments aside. When you get back on your feet, literally, you know, we can talk about it then, but really, I'm just going to coach you through this and going to keep you in a good state so that you stay focused and upright, so to speak, even if I wasn't upright and I was in a wheelchair, to really, you know, stay on track. And I'll tell you, that act of kindness, I mean, I remember bursting into tears as he said that to me on the phone. And by the way, he never actually, interestingly enough, asked me to repay that. We did continue the coaching, and, you know, I think it was like 12 years of coaching. So obviously I remain loyal. And that act of kindness, though, was something very precious. And it, you know, it's his business. That's how he makes his money. But it really was never about the money for him. And in fact, I want to see him. I'm going to be speaking in Minnesota soon. He's picking me up at the airport. You know, we just have this ongoing, continuous, very kind and loving relationship. I'm very grateful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. Who else has? Not everybody has to share a story. But,
I've got one.
Oh, good. All right. Where are you?
I'm the pretty one.
Well, there's a lot of pretty ones right here. There you are.
There's only one of us here. Well, mine. I was trying to go with the actual question, a moment of kindness that changed your life. There's quite a few, but this probably was monumental. When I was leaving New Zealand to move to the States without any money, I basically had I was in pop bands and stuff, and I had my keyboards with me. I didn't have any money for my ticket to come to the States. And I was going around shops, musical shops in New Zealand, and I just happened to bump into a CEO for a keyboard company who was going around Australasia, carrying up business for his company, his American keyboard company. And basically what happened was he said, you know, don't bring those keyboards to the States because you'll get like $20 for them. Sell them here. And when you come to America, when you get there, ring my secretary, and she will send you a brand new keyboard, and you can borrow it for as long as you want whilst you get on your feet musically, and then send it back to us, and there it is. And so basically what happened was this was just a chance meeting in a shop, one of those spiritual chance meetings, which actually propelled me into worldwide travel for, you know, a huge amount of countries. And so basically I sold my keyboard in New Zealand for, I don't know, $500 or something, compiled enough money to get my plane ticket to the States. I came to the States and I rang this company, this keyboard company, music keyboard in the States, and said, "Do you remember what you said to me in New Zealand?" And he said, "Yes." And within 2 days, I had this brand new keyboard, the latest bells and whistles keyboard. And he said, "Don't worry about it. Whenever you're ready, just give us a call and we'll come and pick it up from you." And so I had a brand new keyboard, and basically I was following Spirit's call, and that changed the course of my life, because within a week of going to the States, I was in my first spiritual event, and I needed a keyboard, and there it was. So there we are.
That's a great story. And boy, we at the Global Peace Tribe are sure grateful for that, because it supported you to do what you do so beautifully well.
It was amazing. It's the first time that I was truly listening to Spirit and going, just be flexible and go with the flow. So yeah.
Great story. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Allison or Natalie, do either of you?
I'd love to share, yeah.
You're up.
I had a near-death experience in 2007, and my dear friend, she was with me. We were in Indonesia, and there's 5 types of malaria that you can get. There's only one that kills you, and I got that one. I got the one that affects the brain and really kills the organs. And so we were in Indonesia, and I remember kind of just walking around. I really had lost my mind, and I thought, oh, I can just get through this. And I started to like pass out, and I just heard this message from the angels: go into the closest restaurant, get yourself some soup, and energetically go and call your friend. And so I went, and I called her. My soul went to her, and she came. She found, there's so many restaurants there. She found me in that one. She looked after me, and I mean, she's little. I'm also little, but she carried me all the way down the street, got me in the taxi, got me to the hospital, and then we ended up having to be airlifted to Singapore. And she was there with me the whole time. And I was in and out. I died. I left my body. I went back to the angels, and then came back in, and was learning how to heal my body, bringing in light and color and frequency. And the whole time when I would come back into my body, she was there. She was by my side, just looking after me, loving me. She didn't leave me at all. And she's still my closest and dearest friend to this day, and still right there by my side.
Wow. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That's a beautiful story. Deep friendship. What a blessing. What a blessing. Allison, do you have something you'd like to share?
Sure, I'll share a short story here. I was waitressing, maybe like 21 or now probably like more like 20, 19-ish. And I was at that point in my life, you know, like young, insecure, not really knowing what I'm doing, and you know, not fully developed in myself. And we had this other beautiful person who was a fellow server of ours, and so full of light, so full of love. And he comes over to me and he hands me this treasure box, like a little box. He says, "Open this up. There's a very, very special treasure in here." And I open it up, and he goes, "Dig into the bottom, go into the bottom." And I'm like moving these crystals around, moving all these things around. I'm like, what is it? What is it? The crystals? He's like, "No." Is it, you know, this? No. And then finally I get to the bottom, and there's a mirror. And I see my eyes in the mirror. I see myself in the mirror. And he says, "You're the treasure."
Oh.
And it shifted me. You know, it seemed a simple act of kindness shifted my entire self and the way I thought about myself. And then, of course, life changes around you because of that.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. Thank you.
Sure.
You know, I rolled right from your song, your mantra, into the round table, and I forgot to show people your website. which
That's okay. Yeah.
so if you're interested in her Inner Light Academy, if you go to school.com, spelled SKOOL.com /Allison Eaton / that's where you'll find her Inner Light Academy. And you can join her group. You can become the 224th member. It's a heart-centered school, like-minded community supporting spiritual awakening. So it's really perfect for our audience. So.
And we have free meditations every month.
Oh, beautiful. And is there a particular day of the week or time that you guys meet?
It's usually on a Monday morning at 8:30 Pacific time till 9 o'clock.
Okay, great. Monday morning, 8:30 Pacific time for a regular meditation. So definitely register for that. And DeArah or Desirea, do either of you? DeArah has a story. Here we go.
Thank you, Scott. I was scrolling through so many moments of kindness that I've experienced, looking for a great story. And what I noticed as I was reviewing is like the tenderness that I felt when I received kindness. And then I noticed my tendency to want to reciprocate. And so part of it for me is learning to receive that and to keep bringing it in and bringing it in and bringing it in and not feeling like I have to repay it. So I really wanted to share that because it's an ongoing quest to learn how to receive as an act of kindness.
Thank you so much for bringing that up, DeArah. Learning how to receive is so important, especially for people that had that shut down when they were younger or when they, through the wounding of life. So thank you for sharing that.
Welcome.
Desirea, where are you? Do you have something you'd like to share?
I do. Just when it comes to that love and kindness and receiving, sometimes we forget to ask, right? And so I remember one time I had started out in my spiritual awakening and I had gone into the metaphysics and I was doing that. And I came to a point and I was like, dude, something's got to change, right? And I remember just sitting there and praying, going, universe, like something's got to change. How do I bring in some more funds? How do I keep this going? I know you told me what my path was, but we got to provide the resources. And I hear start selling merchandise. And I said, okay, I can do that. But I travel around to expos. How do you want me to do that? I have a little Honda Fit. Like, I need a bigger vehicle. If I need something cheap. And if you know anything about me, anything under $20 is cheap. Anything over $20, I got to think about it, right? And I said, all right, I'm putting it out there. I need a cheap, bigger vehicle. The next day I wake up and my papa calls me and he goes, you'll never believe what happened. The mayor stopped by. He gave me this minivan for $20. I'm supposed to fix it up and give it to somebody. And I go, oh my gosh, Papa, Papa, right here, right? And the coolest thing is he fixes it up. Very little things he had to do to it. And I get in the minivan and I hear, go to Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I said, okay. So I listen to my guys. I go to Hot Springs, Arkansas. And on the way there, they go, start taking Dolores Cannon's QHHT, the quantum healing hypnosis technique. And I said, okay. So I'm listening to those videos as I'm going there. And to make a long story short, my intuition takes me to 3 separate locations while listening to Dolores Cannon. And they were where she lived, she vacationed, and where she held her conferences. Mind blown. And then we put a hammock in the back of it, and now we call it our hoopty van and go camping in it. It's awesome.
Oh, that's beautiful. Listening to our inner guidance, such an important lesson for all of us. Well, there aren't any actual questions in the audience, and we gone a little bit over. So I'm going to actually roll this, get back onto the agenda, because we still have some really wonderful things ahead of us, including another Bob Simas song. So thank you again, Reverend Jeffrey, for introducing us initially to Bob. And while it's on my mind, Bob is going to be part of a really special event that I'm certainly excited about. Our good friend Gary Malkin has put together a concert, which is going to happen on September 27th at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco. And it's going to be extraordinary. It's a unity and community peace concert. And he's got amazing people lined up, including Bob. And there's going to be several other wonderful people there. In fact, a week from Saturday, our Awakening World show is going to be dedicated to kind of introducing our audience and promoting this very, very special event. But while it's on my mind for all of our Bay Area friends, September 27th, definitely go to Grace Cathedral. And you can find all the information on this on Gary Malkin's website, which is globalwisdomfoundation.org. globalwisdomfoundation.org, all about this incredible concert. And so many of the people that we love on the Awakening World are going to be there. Bob, Michaela Gaston, Jody Ma, Miranda McPherson, and possibly even the Brothers Corin. So it's going to be a very, very powerful event. There's going to be a workshop during the day on graceful passages, rising from grief to gratitude, which Gary is going to do with Hope Fitzgerald. Hope is a regular on this show, so we all know Hope. We love Hope. We all need more hope in our lives. And then after that will be a networking gathering at 6:30, and then the concert in the evening. So I'll put this into the chat box. Bob, anything you want to share about this event?
From what I understand is everything that's on that website and not much more.
Okay.
This has been a very in the moment kind of thing. I met Gary very, very briefly in Asheville at the Holo Movement event that we were both at. And yeah, I mean, we just looked at each other and went, yeah, I need to know you. That was about it. And then somehow or another, I don't know if the concert's being streamed, but we'll find out. And somehow or another, we got on the phone call, and we were on the phone for almost 2 hours, just our first phone call. And it was like this very just hilarious, powerful conversation while I was driving from one event to another. So he's like, he invited me, and that's about all I know about the event is we're going. And we're gonna show up, and it looks beautiful, and so everything that's on that website is pretty comprehensive. I think it really lays out the it lays out the event pretty nicely. So I know Gary enough to know that this is going to be an amazing event, and I'm honored to be part of it. And I will say that I will be in town briefly for a few days and open to any communities that are looking for a last minute concert to add to to my trip. So I've been known to play, intimate home concerts, that kind of thing. And I just love to play music for people. So if you're in that area and you want to do some informal gathering, let's talk. So that's how I roll.
Beautiful. Will you be just in the San Francisco Bay Area, or will you be in the greater Northern California area?
Yeah, just pretty much that area. Yeah, probably within I'd say an hour or two.
Okay. I'm 3 hours away. Otherwise, I'd say come to Grass Valley.
I've been to Grass Valley, man. I'd get a car to come out and see you, brother. Maybe we'll have to figure something out.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, because we could host you on our new property here.
Heck yeah.
All right. What you got for us?
Yeah, let's do another song. What's coming through now is a song that I wrote. There's a prayer, a loving. It's called Metta. It's from the Buddhist tradition. It's for loving kindness, and people say it in different ways. But I wrote it into this song. It's called Metta, and feel free to sing along as you want. It's a sort of a mantra on the choruses, but I think this song really just embodies the whole idea of loving kindness, because it's not just a song, and it's not even just the words. It's a transmission. So when when you say these words, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be loved, just, you can really just send it out, like from your heart, from your being, and just, you can feel it. It starts to emanate from you. So, yeah, so this is called Metta.
May you be peaceful and may you be loved.
Gallery view.
That
Amazing.
gallery view is beautiful. Oh my gosh, that was
Oh,
such an
your
honor to
songs.
sing, and everybody's doing their little dances. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. Thank you
And it
guys.
all started with Eleanor Joy's mother
Mm.
coming into her body 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It all
Thanks,
started.
Mom.
Thank you, Eleanor Joy's mom. Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing how it all starts? Bob, you're beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank
And a
you.
reminder that you can find all things Bob at his beautiful website, wherethelightgetsin.us. Wherethelightgetsin.us. I love that picture of you and your beloved wife and partner. It's a wonderful picture, Bob.
Thank you. The gift that we have is if they just go onto that website and put in their email, we'll send them 5-day musical journey, and it's called the 5-day music as spiritual practice journey, and it's free. You just sign up, and we send you into your inbox five different songs, 5 different spiritual practices, with a breathwork pattern, and it's just a gift for anybody that signs up. So.
All right,
Glad to have
I'm
you guys.
scrolling down looking for it. Here's all the online workshops, all about Bob, all about his partner, all about his merchandise, testimonials. Here we go. At the very bottom, subscribe and join the community, and you'll get this wonderful gift from Bob.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you so much. I'm putting that back into the chat box as well. Thank you so much, Bob. Well, we've got something kind of special planned for tonight, and it's a kind of a secret to me too. But our 2Ds, sometimes it's 3D when Dia was with them or Danae was with them. Today it's the 2D experience with our beloved DeArah and Desirea. And if you create your screen like that, make it wide enough, then the 2 universes become one. So with no further ado, I'm turning it over to DeArah and Desirea.
Thank you so much for having us. I just love this show and I love this time. I was really excited about the topic tonight and just, kindness, love, compassion. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, I have a huge story that impacted my life when it came to those that I wanted to share. So we're going to start off with that. So towards the beginning of my spiritual awakening, I just remember one day there was a storm that was coming towards my town. And I did what everyone does, right? I put a bubble of protection around me, my kids, my house. That's what we do, right? Self-preservation. And in that moment that I did that, I was watching the radar, and I watched the radar come towards my town, break up, go around the town, and then come back together. There was actually a tornado that was headed towards my town, and it broke up into 6 small tornadoes. And I realized at that moment that happened, I was like, oh my goodness. I could have potentially hurt so many more people just by trying to protect myself. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it. And I just knew that it really hurt me on the inside, that I could have potentially hurt people when I didn't mean to. So then you fast forward, and a couple months later, there was a storm coming to my town again. And as that storm was coming to my town, I said, oh, I can't do what I did last time. There has to be another way. And so I asked my guides, I said, can you please tell me there's another way? And they said, what if the storm was an emotion? What happens if it was a person? Turn it into a person, what would it be? And I was like, well, it's a thunderstorm. It would be like a toddler. How would you talk to a toddler and talk to the storm the same way? And so that's exactly what I did. I began to talk to the storm, and I was like, all right, I hear you. I understand. I understand you're upset. I understand you have things to say. Let's just take a deep breath and let's just calm. Let's bring some peace. And as I began to talk to the storm, it actually began to recede. And that to me was one of the hugest impacts of my life, because it taught me that the way that we perceive things and the energy we put out there and the time that we take to listen changes so much. So that's kind of my story. But with that, I'd like to introduce DeArah.
Desiree, such a beautiful example of loving kindness in action and compassion for all beings. And taking that beautiful energy of love and compassion in that we've experienced all evening, going into our beautiful mode of Awakening World Global Peace Tribe prayer. And taking a moment just to settle into this beautiful activation, this meditation, this expansion of love and kindness. And as always, we include ourselves as we give out this love and compassion. And what we would like to offer in these next few moments is deep heart healing, deep heart penetration of a love, a brand new love, a new kind of love, bringing that in, calling that in. And so allowing this new love to come in, breathing it in through every pore, breathing it in through every thought, and allowing this love to come in to all the spaces inside, requesting this light, in all the spaces outside and around you now, requesting this light. And if we can imagine that we're stirring a cauldron of love, that we're creating this beautiful elixir that we're then going to send out, just put in this cauldron all the love, all the pain, all the regret, all the forgiveness, all the kindness, the all of it. And we're going to take this and we're going to use alchemy. And we're blending in all of our experiences, known and unknown, from every direction of time and space. And taking that in, allowing that to settle inside your auric field, your emotional body, your physical body. And watching the mind as it inquires into this practice and loving the mind in union with the heart. And allowing your mind and your heart to come in and integrate in this alchemistry. And now we bring in deep self-forgiveness, deep love, deep compassion. And we request assistance from all our angels and our guides as we call forth this prayer to shift and change the chemistry down to every neutron in our body, all through the marrow, all through the bones, all through the organs, all through all the chemical systems in the body now and beyond, filling our souls with love and light, forgiveness from the past into the future. And all this is done for us and with us now. And we send this out to all the hearts, all the minds suffering. We send this out to those experiencing joy, that they may increase their capacity for joy as we ask for the same gift. Increasing our capacity for joy and love and compassion. May this come into our human race in ways that we've never before experienced, allowing all the galactics, all the extra and ultra terrestrials to assist us, all the deep earth dwellers to come forward, bubbling up this love, raining down this love. Love, rain on me. And we send this out and we notice this. And in the days to come, we will see signs signs of this prayer, of this activation, of this guided meditation. We will notice little things, little sparkles, little glimmers, little hearts. Ask for those signs from your guides, from your beloveds now. Deepen your connection, deepen your communion with the known, the unknown, the seen and the unseen. And we amplify this up now. And we get ready to draw it back down. Deepening, deepening, deepening. And we wrap this prayer in love and light. We bless each and every one of you now and forthcoming in all directions of time and space, knowing that these words and this prayer and all our love, desires, hopes, and dreams have become manifest now, forevermore. With great gratitude, great love, we both thank you and all as well. And so it is.
We go to gallery view. Let's all give a namaste and a twinkle and appreciation to these two beautiful souls for the beautiful offering. I do want to let people know how you can get more from either of them. We will start with this website. I love DeArah, Universal Resources Unlimited. Boy, that's big. That's epic. And that's DeArah's lovely website, Universal Resources Unlimited. You can learn more about what her offerings are, including her Cosmic Kids Corner, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. DeArah is really helping those young starseeds to find their way. So thank you for that, DeArah. And then Desirea's website is her name, DesireaPittman.com. And she is the Lionsgate Portal special still happening?
Since it's on here, yes, I'll run it for 3 more days and then update my website. Thank you.
All right, there you go. So it's a wonderful opportunity to get some real support from her. She's an angelic code activator, energy interpreter, and shamanic shapeshifter. And I strongly encourage you to work with her. And again, you can find out about all of the different things she does. The Women's Circle on Monday, August 25th at DesireaPittman.com. Thank you both so very, very, very much. Thank you. So we're going from these two earth angels to another wonderful earth angel, our dear Allison, who's going to bless us with another mantra. And I will put that mantra into the chat box for everybody.
So a mantra, this mantra is very similar intention to Bob's beautiful song. It's Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. It's a very ancient mantra, and it means may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my life in some way contribute to that happiness and freedom. So the words are in the chat. There's some English parts too, so feel free to just sing along and let this be a prayer, let this be a blessing for all. Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. May my actions contribute to the betterment of all. And may my actions contribute to the betterment of all. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May you find peace. May you feel loved. You have everything you've dreamed of. May you find peace. May you feel loved. May you have everything you've dreamed of. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. And may my actions contribute to the betterment of all. May my actions contribute to the betterment of all. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. May you find peace. May you feel loved. May you have everything you've dreamed of. May you find peace. May you feel loved. May you have everything you've dreamed of. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Last one. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. And we can inhale for an Om. Breathe in. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my life in some way contribute to this happiness and freedom. Namaste.
Namaste. Big, big love and blessings to you. Jill and Natalie, I'm going to go to you in a moment each to share your free gift with our community. But let's just send some love and appreciation to Allison. And you are clearly contributing to the world, Allison. Just as you sang about, your actions are contributing to the betterment of all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for saying that. You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Free gifts. We love free gifts. And so, Natalie, namaste. I hope you've enjoyed your time here with us on the Awakening World.
Unmute myself. Oh, wow. My heart is so full. Tears of love, and I can feel that everyone in this community is just so vulnerable, real, open, and that's what love is. It's where we just can show up for the truth of what we are and be together. So thank you for inviting me into the space and for everyone being so warm and loving, and that we can connect here through the heart.
Beautiful. Well, I hope you'll come back again. We'd love to have you back on the show. And you know,
I would love to. I was thinking that. I was like, oh, I just love this. This is amazing. This is.
well, come every week. You know, you don't.
We're in resonance.
We're here every Wednesday and Saturday night, and every show has got its own unique specialness. So please come and join us. And when you're here, we'll point you out and let people know. And your beautiful free gift is to increase your frequency meditation. I'm going to sign up for it right away. So, just go to natalienamaste.com and you'll find it right there. And this is a beautiful, beautiful gift. So, and the moment you sign up, where you're redirected right there to that beautiful video. And so thank you very much, Natalie, for the generosity and for that beautiful healing you did for our group. And of course, the one for Sylvia. Thank you so very much.
Such a pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
And let's find Jill. There she is. Jill, you've been popping in and out. I kept trying to chat you, and then you'd be gone, and then you came back, and then you were gone. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that we didn't lose you. And my understanding is your free gift is the monthly kindness circle.
Absolutely. It's a free invitation to join me in kindness every month. It's such a beautiful experience. What we're experiencing now is multiplied and magnified and really concentrated in the focus of kindness. So I would love for you to join me on that. And beautiful energy and beautiful souls that you are, we get to create together monthly and keep kindness conscious.
Beautiful. So just go to that link, jilllublin.com/kindness circles. And I think I already signed up. But I'll put it in again just to show people. There you go. No charge. This is a free gift. And the circle is on Wednesdays. So thank you so much, Jill. And likewise, I hope you'll come back, be on the show again. And thank you for all that you're doing to make this world a much kinder place.
It's a delight to be here with you, Scott. Thank you for creating this beautiful opportunity each and every week. It's amazing.
And thank you for introducing us to Namaste, Natalie. Thank you.
Yes, she's an angel, just saying.
I'll say, as are you, as are Allison, and the great angel house musical artist of our tribe is Omashar. And we love to close our shows with a Omashar offering.
Who am I am? Fly. shedding tears of divine bliss. Every movement tells a story, and nothing could compare with this. And here in fullest understanding, breathing light through every word, our lives become so undemanding, and finally seen, finally heard. Each step I take is one step closer to you. The joyous stride into the new. Each breath I breathe takes me inside your heart. Now I remember how to feel, and I remember how to fly. The one I am, fly. I am that I am. The one I am. I am that I am. The one I am. I am that I am.
Thank you, everybody, for your moving, your grooving, your dancing, your love. And of course, thank you, Omashar, for the way you bring us all together. And thank you, Eleanor, Joy's mother up in heaven, for your incredible contribution to our Global Peace Tribe. It's beautiful. And happy anniversary. It's a really, really wonderful anniversary. Well, thank you, all of our presenters. This is a beautiful show tonight. This Saturday night, it's another Soul Search collaboration. And so we will have psychics and healers and channels working with you. So it's a good time to come and be in the Zoom room, because we will be providing healing similar to what we saw Natalie Namaste provide for Sylvia. So please, if possible, join us this Saturday night. We don't have the poster done yet because we're still lining up our presenters. I look forward to seeing you hopefully on Saturday night. Have a great few days. I'm going to go to gallery view one last time for the evening, so we're going to all see each other, waving. Much love to each and every one of you, and I hope to see you again on Saturday night. Take care, everybody.